as I said, we are continuing reading about the Vishuddha Chakra, which is the throat center. Visha referring to impurity or poison, and Shuddhi referring to purification. Comes from this tale of Shiva, who took the poison of the primordial ocean in his throat and swallowed it so that other beings didn't have to feel its negative effect. And it's very symbolic, since in our power of speech, which is symbolized by our vocal box, we have the power to transform negativity into positivity, poison into nectar. All right. Where did we leave off here? With the help of the Vishuddhi Chakra, we can rid ourselves of the toxic substances that are absorbed from the environment, as well as mental impurities. An important and life-supporting function of the chakra is the purification and detoxification of harmful substances that accumulate in the body and primarily come from the food we eat and the air we breathe. This detoxification is brought about by Udana Prana, which has its seat in the throat. Udana Prana enables us to swallow. The food that is broken down by saliva is purified of toxic substances by this prana and is then passed on to the digestive system. I remember learning early on about the peristalsis that occurs in the muscles in the throat, of its rippling wave-like nature to send food down. I think that's a very, very interesting part of our digestive system. Helps us swallow, even if we're upside down or astronauts in space. You could say that the Udana Prana is responsible for that. I also remember learning of how digestion begins in the mouth, in our salivary amylase, to break down various carbohydrates, their components too. An active Vishuddhi Chakra, united with a strong Udana Prana, contributes substantially to the preservation of our health. It is not just the external world that is extremely polluted, but also our psyche and consciousness of ourselves and many people. For as long as the pernicious, toxic qualities of discord, rivalry, envy, and resentment eat away at our mind, the light of God consciousness cannot shine through. Just as Lord Shiva neither spat the poison out nor swallowed it, we should not swallow our problems as we harm ourselves through this, but we should also not spit them out, as this can cause another type of damage. Like Lord Shiva, who purified the poison in his throat, we can also resolve our problems with the help of the Vishuddhi Chakra. The Vishuddhi Chakra is a place of purification and balancing. The breath that flows through the throat, and therefore through this chakra, plays a big role in this. The yoga technique of pranayama, breath conduct, conscious guidance and regulation of the breath more specifically, exerts a strong influence on the Vishuddhi Chakra at both the physical and astral levels. Through the power of the breath, prana shakti, in the Vishuddhi Chakra, harmful residues are removed from the body on a physical level, and in the mental sphere, the thoughts, emotions, consciousness, and subconscious are purified and harmonized. We gain conscious access to the different levels of consciousness in self-inquiry meditation. In the process of self-investigation, we come across numerous jewels and pearls within our consciousness, but also residual issues and insidious poisons. Remaining with the simile of poison, until we have mastered the Vishuddhi Chakra, we have only two possibilities: to either spit out or to swallow the mental poison that penetrates from outside or rises from within. We spit out hurtful words, mean thoughts, and bad behavior, and swallow bad treatment, insults, doubts, and complexities. Both infect our consciousness and subconscious. Numerous psychic disturbances are a result of things we have swallowed. We undergo our first formative experiences in the womb. There are many things we must digest in the course of our life, many things to swallow. In childhood, we are unable to express many emotions due to fear or helplessness. Much of that which still causes us difficulty today has been bottled up within us from this time. How are we able to cope with the disappointments and insults that we have experienced in the past, particularly in childhood? There are three things to think about which may help you with this. Number one, trust that every experience in life has its sense and goodness. Number two, visualize your situation in those days. You felt yourself dependent, unable to control situations, and not free. Number three, make yourself aware that you are now grown up, or still growing up, and free, and the situation of those days no longer has validity. Through such intellectual analysis and realizations, we are in a position to rid ourselves of many complexities and fears from the past. People whose Vishuddhi Chakra is blocked are often blind to their own mistakes and try to lay the blame and responsibility for their unhappiness and misfortune with others. To blame others for events that plague us is a fundamental mistake. Nothing can strike us that is not found in our karma and was therefore caused by us. A bad influence can never harm us unless an allied vibration is resonating within us at the same time. Exactly those qualities that we condemn in others, we also find in ourselves. In fact, nothing quote-unquote bad in itself exists. It is always concerned with projections that arise from within us. The sage and poet Sri Kabir Das said, "I set out to look for a bad person and could not find one anywhere. Then I looked into my own heart and saw no one worse than myself." To recapitulate, our unconscious is located in the Muladhara Chakra, at the root, the base. The subconscious lies in the Svadhisthana Chakra, Ikram. The consciousness begins from the Manipura Chakra. It unfolds in the Anahata Chakra, the heart, in order to express and manifest itself in the Vishuddhi Chakra. In the Anahata Chakra, consciousness can be compared with a lotus blossom that has risen above the surface of the water. Just as waves appear on the surface of the water when it begins to move, energy manifests as rising waves of emotion when it begins to flow. While the lotus blossom is still beneath the surface of the water, it is only slightly affected by the movement of the waves. This means that whilst our energy is oscillating between the Muladhara Chakra and the Anahata Chakra, it is more subconscious than conscious, and the waves of our emotions are still not all that violent. Emotions can only expand and grow when there is space. They find this space in the Anahata Chakra and the Vishuddhi Chakra. Alright. And with that, I think it's a good place to pause our reading there for now. So, thank you for listening. Let us continue to explore the Vishuddhi Chakra as our reading progresses next time. Namaste.